So let me teach you how to scale to 100K a month with Facebook ads for Shopify dropshipping in 2025. Now, this is the exact method I use to scale my own store, which goes far beyond 100K a month. You can use this all the way up to $1 million a month. And if we break it down by my best months, which is in Q4, you can see that we made $1.7 million in just 3 months. Now, not only that, just to prove to you that it works, I did the exact same thing as a challenge going from 0 to 100K with dropshipping. And this store scale with the same method is at 55,000 pounds. That equals to around $70,000. So I highly encourage you to watch this video because it's going to be the most educational piece of content that you have ever seen on Facebook ads. There's 6, 7, 8 hour courses out there. But this 20-minute video alone is going to teach you everything you need to make millions of dollars with the platform. I'm summarizing my 7-year experience and teaching you everything completely unfiltered that works for me. Not only that, I'm even going to give you backup options. So bring your notepad, don't just skip around, okay? Hear me out here and just watch this video because it's going to change your life. But before we start ads and consider scaling, let's talk about the criteria of scaling, because there is a few things you want to have in place before you start scaling. With my strategy, you should have 3 sales or more in the same campaign. You should have around $200 available. Now for this, you can actually use your profits and reinvest, which is super good if you're doing, for example, dropshipping. And also, by the way, this guide works for lead generation, any type of Facebook ads. You also want to have a reliable supplier. You never want to run in an issue where you're scaling and you're out of stock or things change. So make sure to confirm that. Chances are you probably have one already, so don't worry too much. And you want to have a warm ad account. Now in this case, you probably also have a warm ad account. That's quite likely. If not, I'm just gonna say don't increase the budgets too fast, okay? Just move a little bit slowly and you're good to go. Now here's the thing about scaling to 10K a day, 100K a month, 500K a month. It's actually easy. Before I show you how to scale, I want to talk a little bit about creatives. Because the first thing you want to do before you start scaling is to test more creatives. If you can find 5 winning ads, you will have more consistent days, higher revenue, and 0 ad fatigue. And the inconsistency problem you're facing is far gone. Because with the strategy I'm gonna teach you, we're gonna run everything broad. And what that means is that your creatives really is everything here. Because of that, I want you to start with this. As soon as traction comes in, I want you to make a new campaign. It's gonna be the same as before, but to test creatives. And I will show you how to do everything, okay? Just give me some time here. Option 1 can, for example, be a campaign with $50 a day, 5 ad sets, 2 to 3 creatives in each. Very basic testing strategy. Now the second option, and you want to be trying both because every ad account is different, is 1 campaign, 1 ad set, 10 to 30 creatives in it. So we're basically just spamming creatives under 1 campaign. Now the whole point of this strategy is to find winning creatives that you can include in future ad sets. Because like I said, the reason your ads are inconsistent or dies out is always lack of creatives. But anyways, what you're here for, let's talk about scaling. Let me give you a full guide. First of all, let me show you 3 opening moves to scale your first decent campaign. And it's actually quite simple. Okay, so we're inside an ad account that has spent around $96,000 the last 2 weeks alone. It's a very profitable store despite the 1.7 ROAS. It's been super profitable the last couple of months. We did over $100,000 in pure profit just in March alone on this ad account, okay? Now, the first thing you want to do when you come inside of your campaign is obviously gonna be a little bit messy. Here are just a couple of things to look out for. Your click-through rate and your cost per click. Just keep a little eye on this. If the click costs you way too much, this is gonna be very hard to scale. If your click-through rate is low, below 2.5%, it's also gonna be hard to scale. So this ad account nails it. It has very cheap clicks, so we're getting traffic dirt cheap. And a high percentage of the people that see the video actually clicks in. Now, when it comes to scaling though, first move is very simple. Any campaign that performs, we're just gonna increase the budget. So this campaign right here specifically, it's sitting at $120 a day. When this was first launched, it was actually sitting at 50. Then as soon as we got 3 sales in it, we increased it to 60. We kept going 70, 80, 90, 100. Now, usually for Facebook, the reason we have a low ROAS is because the budget goes too high. The higher the budget, the lower the ROAS. So the second way I like to scale, and I'm gonna make this very simple for you. Let's say inside of your ad campaign, you have a couple of winning ad sets. Usually there's gonna be a couple of bad ones and there's gonna be some good ones. The first move we're going to make is to duplicate the winning ad set. This one is sitting at 8 sales, other one 4.7. It's very good. Your first move is simple. Duplicate it in the original campaign just like I'm showing you now, and simply just go ahead and publish the ad set without no changes to it. Now we have two doing good. We have this one at 4.72. The next thing we can do is actually just to duplicate this one again and completely just clone it. Facebook right now is not rocket science. You can be an idiot and do this, because all we really do as like the baseline of the strategy, the simple stuff, is we duplicate winning ad sets. That's really all it comes down to. And we clone them, so we can look at them as soldiers. Inside of this campaign now, we have 4 ad sets until we made a new one. What I'm doing now is I'm just cloning the good ones. I'm making more soldiers of it. Now, there is another thing we can do. That's to take the winning ad sets. And you want to do all of this, by the way. You can do one change every day. Don't do it all at once. Might get your account shut down for spending too much. So this is what you do the first day, what I just showed you, the simple duplicates. And obviously increase the budget of the campaign a little bit too. The second day, we're actually gonna duplicate a winning ad set, and we're gonna do it 5 times. I know this is gonna sound a bit strange, but this is exactly how I scale. Don't overthink this. And if you're new and don't get this, just stick with me. It's gonna make sense soon. And this information in the future is gonna save your life on dropshipping. We're gonna make a new campaign. Let's just call it CBO new, okay? The winning ad set, we duplicate over in a new campaign so it can dominate just by itself. This is where ROAS comes in and becomes profitable. Simply just gonna duplicate it. It's gonna be a new campaign. And when we come inside of here, we are not going to make a single change. We're literally just gonna publish. So everything you see on this page is the same as your setup originally. So as you see when we're scaling, we're not changing anything. Of course, in the beginning, I want you to make some campaigns where you test a few new creatives. But when you first start scaling, you're actually not doing shit. You're simply just duplicating what works and cutting what doesn't. Now here you can see an example of that exact strategy. We had a winning ad set, you duplicated it into a brand new campaign. It's running at a bit of a low ROAS, but it's still super profitable. We duplicated the winning ad set into a new campaign, and this time we just made 1 duplicate rather than 5, and it's completely dominating because it's not in a room where it has to compete with the other ad set. What we did as well is we put a ton of creatives under it. That's why the campaign has lasted so long. It's gotten 213 purchases. Most of your campaigns would die away before, man, and the reason for that is due to lack of creatives. But Henrik, why are you not talking about when to kill ad sets? Well, let's talk about it right now, okay? It's simple. Killing ad sets is common sense, okay? You don't have to be a genius to do this. In fact, you don't have to watch this video to do this. What do you think? If an ad set is shit, 1.3 ROAS, let's just cut it. It's not working, right? Why is this one even on? It's not making us profit. Let's get it out of here, right? If it's not profitable and the cost per purchase is too high, which we can see by sliding over here a little bit, cost per purchase on this one is $70, okay? It's not profitable at all. That one has to go, and this is a high ticket product, so it's approximately $100 we sell for. So when we are spending 36 on a purchase, I think we're getting around 100 back. I'm not sure on exact because there's upsells and everything, but something among those lines, okay? So with an ad set like this with $70 cost per purchase, we just have to cut. Simply not profitable, okay? Next thing we can do, so we can go into our individual campaigns and we can see, oh, these are spending money without sales, let's cut them. Now on the higher ticket of a product, it's gonna cost you more to get a sale. So this one's only spent 80. You can see the cost per purchase on this one is 30. So there is a likelihood that this ad set needs to spend $30 before it's gonna pop a sale. But in general, we can see it very early based on the metrics. Low click-through rate, okay, no sales, probably should cut. You can also cut based on your click-through rate. So if we slide a little bit over, we can see that pretty much all of them actually have good click-through rate. So nothing to cut here, but we can also filter right here by our cost per purchase, and then we can see which ones have the highest. Okay, we got an ad set running here with $70 cost per purchase, one with 68, 62. These 3 need to go. They're not making us any money, so we're just gonna cut them. Cutting ad set is straightforward. Now, all of this alone can get you to 10, 20K a day, but here is the ultimate printer campaign. Everyone I know who's doing good, like one of my students is making over $1 million a month. It's funny, he actually lives around there. I'm not gonna say exactly where, but he was in my program 2 years ago. Now he is my neighbor in Dubai, okay? He taught me this actually, because I didn't know it beforehand. It's a strategy that gets you to 50K a day, but as you already know, if you filter by, for example, the first 2 weeks of April, which is recent, you can see that I have not fallen off. It's the exact method I use to hit days like this: 32,000, 21,000, 15, 26K. And it's the strategy I'm gonna implement on this store to get it to $100,000. And it's simple. The thing that makes you the most money is the easiest thing ever. It is the single ad set campaign. These ones can run on low ROAS and still be super profitable because you're putting a lot of money into it. So you can see 700 in. We have $40 cost per purchase. I think the product costs around $100. Like I said, I might be slightly wrong because upsells, all of this stuff. We're spending $40 to make back at least 70, probably more than that. So it is relatively profitable. With a campaign like this, you put one ad set inside of it and you run a ton of creatives, okay? Inside of this specific campaign, we have 20 different ads. Now, if we want to raise the budget, you could go as far as putting 500 ads inside of it. And every single store that you look up to who's making millions, I'm talking the big stores, what they do is they run one ad set with 100 creatives in it, 200 creatives in it, and they put a ton of money into it. But you wonder why, when I raise the budget, my campaign dies. It's because you don't have enough creatives. If you want to increase the budget and scale vertically, we need way more creatives. So here we're running a campaign, and this is a small one ad set, spending a lot of money every single day. We have super good metrics. Man, we have $0.23 per click. Do you know how good that is? That's really good, right? We made a 213 sales, and the only reason is we have different creatives. Now look at this as well. If we only relied on a couple of creatives, we wouldn't have this many sales. Because you can see, yeah, sure, we have a dominating one with 113 sales, but we're getting 18 sales from this one. We're getting 4 sales from this, 3 from this, 9 from this. With our creatives, we have more consistent days. If we only relied on this creative, we could have a bad day, but if this one fails, this one backs us up. So this is the key to consistency with your Facebook ads. And by the way, I also teach this. I have a mentorship program for dropshipping and Facebook ads that literally, in many cases, actually take beginners from 0 to 100K a month within pretty fast time. Like there was a guy who did it in 3 weeks. There was a guy who did it in 4 weeks. This is not to say the results are necessarily realistic, but the methods I teach work every single time. I spent 7 years building this strategy. And if you're prepared to do the work and listen to what I teach, I'll jump on live Zoom calls with you, 24/7 WhatsApp access. So if you're interested in working with me personally one-on-one, you can send me a message on Instagram right here to join my mentorship. But yes, it's safe to say that single ad set is the best way to go if you want to scale high. Put all your winning creatives in it, use it for testing creatives as well. But there is one big issue when scaling, and that's tracking. Because when scaling, you might lose up to 20% of your revenue, if not even more, due to Facebook missing the actual sales. Like they're not tracking it. You have to understand that their tracking system really just isn't that good. And what ends up happening is you get inaccurate data. Usually what it's gonna show is that you're not profitable when you actually are. Like the ad account we looked at, we have many ad sets with 1.9 ROAS. They're probably at 2.2. But Facebook just isn't tracking the sales, especially also when you're starting out. I mentioned you need, 3 sales to scale your campaigns? Now that's already very hard to get on a cold test. Imagine you hit 3 sales, but Facebook, they didn't track one of them, and now you end up killing the campaign. That's a problem that needs to be fixed early. Now, thankfully with Hyros, it becomes very simple, and I don't know anyone who's serious about Facebook ads and scaling high who doesn't use the proper tracking software. So Hyros is the tracking software I use to get accurate data on my stores. And without this software, there would be no chance of me making $650,000 last month, because I simply would just be scaling with inaccurate data. Now, the good part about this tracking software is that you can integrate it to your business without having to make any changes to it. And you will get the accurate data as well as knowing what your ROAS actually is. I don't know a single person who scales high who's not using Hyros. Now, if you come into the dashboard, you're gonna be able to see every single detail of your business. But more specifically for this video, you're gonna see the insights of your Facebook ads. You can even use this to calculate your profits. But if you look at the Facebook ad account now, you can see that we spent $12,000 to generate $27,000 in revenue. Now here's where I actually want you to pay attention. If I was running my Facebook ads like usual, I would have had a revenue of $23,000, but Facebook would have reported only 14,000 of that. That's around 35% of sales lost. In that case, it's usually a bit exaggerated. We might be missing 15% of sales, 20% of sales, but in worst cases, this can actually happen. So I want you to look at this one right here, reported versus revenue. This is the revenue that Hyros has reported for us. They're getting us $9,000 in revenue, which in my situation is around 120 extra sales that we captured by using Hyros. Facebook only reported 14,000 of it, and Hyros reported the additional 9,000. So without this software, I would not be able to scale my Facebook ads anywhere near the level that it's at right now. But the good thing is that it actually tracks your ROAS, because many of you would end up killing ad sets because your ROAS is low. But what if I tell you that maybe it's not low? Maybe you just have a tracking issue. And talking about my scaling strategy, which I just covered for you 5 minutes ago, we need 3 sales in the campaign to scale it. Now, let's say Facebook misses 30% of your sales, which is a little bit exaggerated, but you can get unlucky. That means that you actually got 3 sales, but it only shows 2. So you end up killing the campaign because the last sale didn't track. But if you had the software, you'll be able to scale aggressively without any problem. As business owners using Facebook ads in 2025, we are very limited, so you're going to need a tracking software, and the best one will always be Hyros. I've used it for years in my own e-commerce stores and anything that has to do with Facebook ads. So I'm gonna go ahead and link Hyros in the description. Make sure you get it, because without, it's gonna be very difficult for you to actually scale your business. So okay, with all of this in place, your campaign is now printing, okay? You're making a lot of money. So the next thing you need to do is to split test your offers to boost conversion rate and get rich as fuck. Now, this specifically is not a part of the Facebook ad guide, but stick around for this, because this is what's gonna make you profitable or lose your money. I'm talking about your offers. Just to keep it brief with you, here are 4 solid offers. Buy one, get one free, include a free guide in your purchase, bundles, it's kind of basic, but it works on many products, or get a free gift. You know, customers love excitement and they love the mystery. It gives them a reason to shop with you. I want you to, as soon as your product gets demand, start testing different offers. This is the reason why the store I showed you that's making 50K so far this month has a 6% conversion rate, is because the offer is very good. Sometimes also when you're testing products on Facebook and you're not making sales, it actually comes down to your offer. People are not interested. So sometimes just by switching up the offer, you end up making a lot of money. Now, anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Next week, we might complete the 0 to 100K a month challenge with dropshipping. Make sure you subscribe and check out the video I posted 2 videos ago. I am taking on a challenge to go from 0 to 100K with dropshipping, and so far, we're at like $65,000, $70,000. We'll be finishing it next week. My goal with this channel is to be the most valuable and transparent YouTuber in the space. So if you liked it, remember to click a like on it and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Gotta go to the dentist now.